So for all my first-time home buyers out there who are wondering, what in the world is a binder deposit? In this video, I'm going to tell you what it is, how much it should be, who holds on to it, how to use it as leverage in negotiations, and how not to lose it, so hang on. A real estate binder in Florida is a paid deposit by a home buyer to show a home seller that the buyer's real estate offer is made in good faith. You're essentially asking the seller to stop marketing their home for sale because you have every intention of purchasing it within the terms of the contract. How much is the binder and who holds on to it? Rule of thumb is that the binder will be around 1% of the purchase price. So for example, at a purchase price of $100,000, the binder is $1,000, and at $150,000, the binder is $1,500. Keep in mind that this is negotiable, and if you're in a multiple bid situation, meaning that you're competing against other buyers, well, then you may need to increase your binder. The deposit will be held in a third-party account, usually by the title company that will be handling the purchase. Keep in mind that there's much more to a contract besides just the price. There's the closing date, whether or not you're asking for repairs, or are you willing to accept the property as is? Are you asking for closing costs to be included? What type of financing are you receiving? Or are you paying cash? And how much is your binder deposit? All of these terms will be reviewed and evaluated by the seller and are especially important if you're competing against other offers. In that case, you'll want to come in strong wherever you can on all the terms, and you'll want to find out what the most important terms are for the seller. For example, if the seller's on a time crunch, they may choose to accept a lower offer from a buyer who's more flexible on their closing date. And in respect to the binder, perhaps the terms of the competing offer are all exactly the same, but your deposit is larger. Well, the seller could possibly choose your offer over the others simply because you may be viewed as a stronger, more qualified, and serious buyer. Is the binder refundable, and how can you lose it? Yes, it is refundable as long as there's no breach of contract. If you terminate the deal within the contingency period, which is usually up to 15 days depending on whether the sale is an arm's length transaction, a short sale, or a foreclosure, your binder will be refunded in full. The more common reasons for terminating during this contingency period are going to be either unfavorable home inspection findings that can't be resolved, or for reasons or issues associated with the buyer's home loan. If the contract moves past this contingency period without terminating, then the binder will be credited back to the buyer or reimbursed at closing. As for losing the binder deposit, there are a few circumstances that could happen after the contingency period expires that could put you at risk. Most common is that your loan falls through. This could happen due to a job loss, a negative credit issue that arises, income calculation errors by the lender, or the accrual of additional debt like buying a vehicle or furniture while your loan is being processed. Another way you could lose your binder is that you decide you simply no longer want to purchase this particular home. Maybe another home hit the market that checks more of your boxes, or it's located in a more desirable neighborhood. And lastly, as a first-timer, when you're faced with such a huge financial decision like buying a home, it's just quite possible that you may simply get cold feet. And this too can cause you to lose your binder deposit. Well, I hope this video gave you some food for thought. Try to keep in mind that there are many people that will be working on your behalf through the process of buying a home, and having a great team of reputable and reliable professionals is very important. It's critical that you keep a good line of communication open with everyone involved so that your home buying experience is as stress-free as possible and maybe even somewhat enjoyable. Don't forget to subscribe below. I'll be bringing you more videos about real estate and Tallahassee.